Thanks to Sennheiser and Kingston for powering our NAB coverage this year. Check them both out at the links in the video description. So we're here at NAB 2016, and I stopped by the Adobe booth to check out some of the new upcoming features in Premiere Pro, a few of which were requested by me. And I noticed that they were using some very unusual peripherals for both Audition and Premiere Pro. This is called Palette Gear. It's a modular system of buttons, dials, and sliders that can be physically rearranged any way you like, and also custom configured in software to directly control various elements within several Adobe programs. The cool thing about the Palette Gear is that it's actually communicating with these Adobe programs through the SDK, which allows it to directly control certain values inside of the program. This gives you extra functionality that a keyboard is simply not able to provide. That's what makes this interesting to me. So in Adobe Audition, we were able to change the spectral resolution and spectral frequency with the turn of a knob, and there's a lot of other stuff you can do as well. In Premiere, you can change the scale of a selected object, the opacity, the volume, the panning, the time index, and a lot of other stuff that would otherwise require untwirling a few menus and using the mouse on all these tiny little controls, which is, annoying. Oh, also you can change the color of the built-in LEDs on each individual module, which allows you to more easily distinguish between them. I'd say that this feature is actually not pointless, unlike a lot of the RGB peripherals that we see on this channel. I mean, do you really need like several different RGB zones for your mouse? No, you don't. My only criticism so far is that it looks like all the modules seem to be a bit larger than necessary. If you compare this to pretty much any audio mixing board, you can clearly see that the same functionality can be packed into a much smaller space. I have plenty of room on my desk, but not everyone does. Palette is still working out the bugs, especially for Premiere and InDesign, for which the support is still in beta. But I'm glad to see that Adobe is actively working with Palette to support these control surfaces. If you've seen my DIY 87 macro keyboard video, you know that I appreciate peripherals like this, which allow for extra functionality and control in the applications that I use in my daily work. So hopefully we'll have a full review of the Palette Gear coming up on our channel at some time in the future. Thanks again to Sennheiser for sending us to NAB this year. Make sure to check out all their new stuff for NAB at the link in the video description. Also thanks to Kingston for sending us here. Check out their brand new Superfast micro SD card made for action cameras like the GoPro, also linked down in the video description. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our coverage of NAB 2016.